everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. If you are new, my name is Shannan. I do all sorts of videos here on this channel, kind of family vlogs, little adventures we go on. I've got a Disney vlog series. I vlogged my son's birth, I vlogged our wedding, and yeah, just kind of general life stuff. But today I'm here with a bit more of an old school video. Now this kind of video I actually still really love watching, but it's definitely not as popular as it once was, and that is a favourites video. So today I'm here to share with you my monthly favourites from January. I love watching other people's favourites. I feel like it's a really great way to kind of get to know someone, but also to just have like recommendations of things to watch, or you know, new skincare, new beauty, etc. I really do enjoy favourites videos. So for that reason, I am filming one today. So without any further chattering on, the first thing I'm going to talk about is TV. So I don't watch a ton of TV. I would always much rather watch YouTube. But this month there have been a couple of things I have enjoyed watching. The first one being Afterlife, which I am sure you have probably watched. If not, you should have definitely heard of it. It's on Netflix. It is written by Ricky Gervais, and it also has him as the main character. And it is basically about a guy who has lost his wife to cancer. Whilst his wife was poorly in hospital, she filmed quite a lot to camera, kind of talking to him. They also have quite a lot of videos from like their relationship together, and he has all of these videos and he tends to watch them back most days, different videos, different clips, and yeah, that in itself is like emotional. He obviously really loved his wife and still very much loves her, and it's about how he kind of gets through life with her no longer with him, and how he conducts himself, what he goes through, like kind of his ups and downs, and like purpose for living type stuff. Like it is very deep, but it's kind of equal parts hilarious and equal parts devastating. It's so lovely to watch. It's one of those shows that you kind of have to like mentally prepare for, I would say, or at least I do. But it definitely is one, like, you know, when it's finished and you both just sit there like taking it all in, letting it all soak in, and it's something that kind of just reminds you that we're only here for such a short time. It just makes you realise how much you love your partner and how much sometimes you can take them for granted, and you know, basically just kind of makes you think. And we both really enjoyed that, so I would definitely recommend giving that a watch. That's on Netflix. Something else that I enjoyed watching on Netflix this month was Emily in Paris, so definitely a lot lighter hearted. I feel like I wasn't as into it as the previous series, but I don't know if that's because I didn't give it as much time of day. Like I kind of had it on in the background when I was doing stuff, whereas before I feel like I actually properly watched it. So maybe that's my bad, but it's still a nice show to have on in the background about a girl who is from America, and she gets like this job opportunity over in Paris. I think it's just meant to be like a short-term thing, but she ends up staying out there for a bit longer and working, and it's about kind of her life in Paris, learning to adapt to surroundings, the language, and obviously the relationships that she has while she's in Paris. And yeah, I would definitely recommend it. It's definitely a lot more lighthearted than Afterlife, but definitely worth a watch. I really enjoyed it. So moving on to YouTube, like I said, I watch a lot more YouTube than I do television, and for that reason I thought I would include a YouTuber that I've really been enjoying watching recently, and that is Judea Arthur. I think I'm saying that right. I hope I am. Basically I first came across her channel when Buzz was about 6 weeks old. It was in the middle of the night. It was like, you know, 3 AM or something. I was up with him and I was just watching like whatever I could find on YouTube basically, and her video came up as a suggested video. It was the first video she'd ever uploaded, I think the only one she had uploaded at that point, and it was the story of her infant loss basically. I really don't know how to say what I'm trying to say, or to put into words what I'm trying to say, because how can you even, do you know, how can you even talk about what she's been through? But basically I found her channel. She had her original video, and then off the back of that she got a lot of views, a lot of subscribers, and so she carried on YouTube. So I've been following her since that video, and following her life. I start following her from that initial video, not knowing that she was going to necessarily obviously carry on with YouTube, but I'm so glad she did. She is such a lovely person to watch. She's so real. Like, she does not there's just no crap with her, you know, there's no like, it just all seems so genuine and so real, and she just doesn't care. Like, she's been through so much that she doesn't care what she, like, how she comes across. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's just very much authentically herself, which I really, really love. She does vlogs. She has recently moved, so there's kind of a little bit of moving content. She is now pregnant with a little boy. So yeah, basically I really just enjoy watching her videos. Her style is so cool. Like, she's the kind of person that, like, I don't know, she just looks so cool. Like, she could literally just be wearing joggers and she just looks wicked. So yeah, I really like watching her. In terms of music I've been enjoying, I feel like I just literally just go between musical soundtracks. I don't really listen to kind of chart stuff. Like, I'll have the radio on, but I just feel like the radio just repeats the same stuff again and again and again and again, and it gets really dull, doesn't it? But yeah, I like to pop on a soundtrack if I'm doing some cleaning. This month I have been really loving the Hairspray soundtrack. I feel like I've just rediscovered it, mostly because I think Ollie and I were trying to think of songs that would make Buzz dance when he first started dancing. And I thought of You Can't Stop the Beat because it's obviously such like an uplifting, like fast-paced song. So I got Alexa to play it, and yeah, he was going mad. So then after that I showed him the movie, and yeah, we've had the playlist on quite a bit. It's just a really uplifting, positive, fun soundtrack, and I really love it. So yeah, that's the soundtrack I've been loving. I am actually going to see Frozen tomorrow, so I'm sure my soundtrack next month will hopefully be that. Hopefully I'm not disappointed. Hopefully I love it. I'm so excited. Lastly, in the entertainment category, I thought I would just quickly talk about podcasts. So one that I think has been about for absolutely ages, but that I have only just started listening to, is Fern Cotton's podcast. I think it's called, let me look. Yeah, it's called The Happy Place. And she gets all sorts of guests on, and it's basically just kind of chatting to them about their lives and their struggles and their, like, how they process things, how they deal with struggles and ups and downs. Basically a really great kind of mental health, general chit chat podcast. I think she's a good host, and I like the guests that she gets on. I have really been enjoying that. One that I literally found 2 days ago, I got in the car, I was driving down to the coast, so I had about an hour, and I was like, right, let's find a new one. And one that got recommended to me on my like podcasts app was Frankie Bridges' one. It's called Open Mind, and again, it's very much mental health based, and she gets guests on. I listened to the one with Dr. Alex George, is he called? He's from Love Island. He came across really nicely. I also listened to the one with Ellie Goulding, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I like listening to, like I said, people's stories, hearing people's struggles, hearing how they kind of are overcoming them, and things they like to do to improve their mental health and well-being. And yeah, I enjoy that kind of thing. I know it's not for everyone, but that's the kind of podcast I quite often like to listen to. So they're the two that I've been loving this month. Next, I thought I would talk about beauty. Now, I have been kind of quite like not really wearing makeup super loads this month, and not had too many new discoveries. I have bought a couple of products, but I'm still deciding how I feel about them before I mention them. But I have got a couple to share with you guys. So the first thing is this Revlon One Step hair dryer, blow dry brush. I got this probably 6-7 months ago now, maybe longer. I've had it quite a long time, but it is brilliant. I really, really love it. Basically, what it is it blow dries your hair, so it dries it after you've washed it, but it also kind of gives it that blow dry look. You know, sometimes like I never was any good at blow drying my hair with like a hairdryer and one of those special brushes. Those brushes, as soon as it went anywhere near my hair, I felt like it just knotted up and I just didn't know how to deal with it. Like, I'm not going to brush it through my hair because obviously I've got waves in right now, but you literally just, it's so simple. Like, it is so simple. I will try and do a vlog and show you guys soon. I really like it because once I've dried it with this, I don't need to then straighten it. It's pretty styled. Obviously you can like curl it, you can do a proper like blow dry look, or you can just pretty much straighten it out with this. And it's not obviously poker straight the same way as it would be with straighteners, but it's definitely styled enough that you can go out and about. And yeah, this has been such a time saving thing since I've had buzz. I've really loved using it. So yeah, I will link anything below that I can. But yeah, I have really been enjoying this. Something else that I wanted to mention in beauty, now this is quite an oldie, I feel like I've had it a couple of years, but I have recently rediscovered it and I've really been loving using it. It is the Beauty Bay Everything You Need EYN Nude palette, and it's a 42 colour palette. It was so affordable. I did get it a couple of years ago, so it is very well used. But the colours in it, I just really love. Like, you can see which ones are my faves, but I tend to use like one of these shades, like Hazel or Warm and Cozy in the outer corner, just for a little bit of like depth, and then I'll just use one of the shimmery lighter shades like on the first half of my eyelid, like in the corner. But I just really love it. It's just a great basic eyeshadow like palette. You don't really need a ton of others unless you want really colourful ones, but I do also have a colourful one from them, which I really like, but I just don't reach for as much. But yeah, I really enjoy this palette. Last thing for beauty this month is a treatment actually, and it is a lash lift. Always a lash lift and a tint. So yeah, basically it's not a good time to show you because they're kind of dropping a little bit now, but basically since I had buzz, my eyelashes just went to crap. Like, they used to have a curl in them, they used to be absolutely fine, like I never really felt the need for a lash lift. Like, they were good lashes. I'd put mascara on, they would curl up in the right way, lovely, loved them, fine, great. After I had buzz, I thought all my mascaras had just gone rubbish, like they must have dried out or whatever, because my lashes were just looking awful. So I went out and rebought my favourite one that I've been using for years, and it was still just rubbish. And then I actually kind of looked and I was like, my eyelashes don't have a curl in anymore. They just like point forward or like down. And I think I've spoken about this on my channel before, but my actual head hair, you can see the growth that I've had since I was pregnant. Or like during pregnancy and after, because from my roots down to like half of my hair now, it's quite curly, whereas before my hair used to always grow through straight. So yeah, it's very odd. My hairdressers like this happens all the time, but what I didn't realize is that it would also happen to my freaking eyelashes. It's like they just swapped. My head hair went curly, my eyelashes went straight. If they could swap back, that would be, you know, great, but they aren't. So yeah, a lash lift is something that I've been getting. I think I've had it probably done only about 4 or 5 times in the last year, but when I do have it done, I feel so much better. Like, I just feel like my face looks a lot more complete. Like, even if I'm not wearing makeup, it just makes my eyes look more open. Moving on to fashion. So I say fashion, but like, I'm not trying to say I'm fashionable, it's just what I've been enjoying to wear. And this month what I've been enjoying wearing is basically just as comfy clothes as I can get away with. So I've been really loving wearing my kind of wet look, leather look leggings. I have had them for a couple of years, the pair I own, but I stopped wearing them for quite a while because I was like, oh, I've had a baby now, like, can I wear them? I know it sounds ridiculous, but maybe other kind of new mums will know that you kind of feel like you lose your identity a bit, or at least I did. I didn't know what to wear. I didn't know who I was in terms of like image anymore, and your body completely changes when you've had a baby, blah blah blah. So I rediscovered them, and actually I've been loving wearing them. I quite often wear them with like sports socks. I'll pop a picture on the screen here of like the kind of outfit I've been loving. But yeah, with sports socks, if it's cold and I don't want to wear a coat, I quite often wear like a roll neck long sleeve top underneath a big kind of oversized t-shirt. So yeah, that's been my vibe this month. I've been really enjoying wearing it. I feel quite cool. Again, like I said, I don't know if it's like mum appropriate. I don't know if I'm like walking around and people are like, Jesus, what's she wearing that for? But I feel cool in it. I like it. It's comfortable, and it's a perfect like soft play slash playgroup slash mum outfit, but also just still looks quite cool, I think. And I've just been wearing my Air Force Ones with it because I live in Air Force Ones now. I got a new pair for Christmas. They're nice and white, loving life. I've been really enjoying those outfits, as well as that just loungewear. Like, I really, for a long time, I had like a couple of pairs of joggers and I had pajamas, But I've never really owned like lounge sets where it's like matching, where you can kind of get away with wearing it out of the house if you have to, those kind of things. But I got a couple recently, like in November, December time, and I've been really loving wearing them this month. They're so cozy, and I feel like I've got my stuff together, even though I'm basically in like glorified pajamas. But you know, I've been appreciating loungewear this month. Moving on to food, I feel like there is nothing that is standing out to me as like, oh my god, I've tried this food, you have to try it, it's amazing. Which, I'm sorry guys, like I wish I did have a food that I was, you know, obsessed with right now, but I don't. I feel like I've just been really enjoying comfort food, so like pies and soup and just, you know, like warming food when it's been cold outside. But yeah, nothing specific. Hopefully next month I will kind of have some new discoveries and be able to share that with you. For books, I have been really rubbish at reading, like horrendous at reading. I love reading, I do, and I used to spend, like when I was little, I would get through a book a day. Like I was obsessed with reading, and I still love them so much now, but it's just never a priority for me. I never make the time for reading that I should. So this month, basically I started this book a year ago, like literally a year ago, and I remember putting it on my Instagram like, will I finish this book before the baby comes? I didn't, and I never picked it up again. So it is this book. I am going to finish it this month. I can't believe it. I'm saying it's going to take me a month to read a book. I can't believe it's taken me a year to not read a book. Like honestly, my past self would be shocked. Also, there's someone outside revving up, so I'm sorry, there's noise. Hopefully when we move, it'll be less noisy outside. But Peter James, I love his books. He has a series which is the Roy Grace series, and it is basically, you can see on the back here, all of the ones. There are a lot. I think the ones at the bottom aren't part of the series, but these ones are, and yeah, I've got them all. I love them. I actually have them all in paperback, but I got this one in hardback because I found it in the charity shop for £1, and I was like, that is such a bargain. But now it doesn't match all my others, but that's fine. I don't have them out on a bookshelf right now. Anyway, I'm waffling. It is basically about a detective called Roy Grace. He lost his wife, and yeah, she went missing. No idea what happened to her. The whole series, basically, if you start from book number 1, which I think is dead simple, if these are in order. I think it is anyway. And it is basically follows his job as a detective and all the kind of criminals that he comes across and like cases he has to solve. It follows his love life, it follows personal stuff, and yeah, I really enjoy it because it's like a kind of criminal murdery type book, but also with a bit of like backstory. And I love that it's a series because you really get to know him as a character, you really get to know his situation, you get to know his friends, and yeah, you really feel like you're kind of immersed into his world, because it is a long-running series. But then there are also obviously lots of criminals and situations that come and go over the course of all of the books. They're also set in Brighton, and I love Brighton. It's one of my favourite places to visit, and kind of the West Sussex area. So a lot of the places he mentions I know, have heard of, etc. So yeah, I really enjoy these books. Again, they're quite popular, so you probably have heard of them, but if you haven't, give them a go. This isn't the first one. Like I said, I think Dead Simple is the first one, but if you just Google it, you'll find it. They used to do 3 for £10 on Amazon, which is how I bought the first 3, I think. But have a look. They're probably being sold in charity shops and stuff now anyway, but yeah, thought I'd recommend that. I think that is everything. I think that is everything I can think of anyway that I've been loving this month and I wanted to share with you guys. So yeah, I hope you did enjoy this video. I hope it's given you some good recommendations of things that you might like to watch, read, do, see, whatever. And yeah, if you have enjoyed it and you haven't already subscribed, then please do, and give it a huge thumbs up if you haven't already, and I will see you very, very soon for another video. Bye guys.
I just wanna love you, just wanna hold you.